Hi, everybody. Where are you watching? This is just a one off, okay? From tomorrow, I'm only going to be on YouTube. So you need to please subscribe. Go over to YouTube, Basement Chronicles, and subscribe there. Because if this is a value today, I'm on a 31-day challenge for YouTube. And I really want you to come along for this very inspiring ride. My name is Lisa Dublin. And today we are talking about ways to invest in yourself and why you should do it. As I usually do, you guys, I want to begin with a story. It's a true one. It's just happened. Me unmute this. Can you guys hear me okay? My mic is doing some funny things today. Mic check, yeah, it's right there. And it was doing those things I think that have brought me to this point today, almost 5 years later. Oh my god, no, literally 5 years later. Because I mean, we were sent home March of 2020. And look, now we are in May of 2025. So it has been 5 years. Okay. And I remember starting out this journey online and realizing that the entire world had moved online and saying to myself, oh my goodness, this is a great opportunity. And I somehow knew that I needed to get ready for it. So, I had a couple friends I met around that time. All of us started trying to do like, go live and learn how to do different things. Lots of people came out with courses around that time. Do you remember those days that every time you opened social media, there was a course, there was a free training, there was something going on? And I remember one of the earliest investments that I made was in a program called, and I don't mind saying it, Course from Scratch. That program was almost $1,000. It was almost like US 997 or something like that. And I remember telling a friend of mine I was doing that investment, and she said to me, "No, I want to do it, but I'm not going to spend so much money on a course. I'm just not doing. I'll figure out a way to do it, sis." That's exactly what she said. And I was like, okay, well, I kind of had a sense of where I was heading, what was possible if I had the raw material of the information of how to put a course together that might give me the freedom to be able to do other things later. And I went ahead, wasn't easy, wasn't easy at all, but I did the course, and that course was one of the seminal ones for me because it taught me how to put together a digital course. And I mean, I think Daniel Leslie, she still does it. It's called Course from Scratch. You can go check it out. But that was what I based, and it was because of doing, getting that knowledge, paying for that knowledge, that I was able to put together, first of all, Speak with Confidence. It taught me the blueprint of how to do it. And then now Find Your Fire. And I always look back to, if I had like agreed with my friend back then in 2020 and said to her, okay, you know what? Well, let's go on this quest together. She's still trying. She's still trying to find a way to do the things that she wants to do. And I'm happy that I didn't listen and that I went my own way, because I had a sense that getting the knowledge, investing in myself, that was the way to kind of cut through all the noise and to get a sure, direct path from where I was to where I wanted to be, which was freedom from the office. I would do anything at that point. Oh my goodness. I would do anything at that point in 2020 when I realized the ease of working from my home and not having to have the hassle, and geez, there's the stress of the office with all of the reasons that it can be stressful. I said to myself, I will invest in myself as much as I have to give myself options. I don't know how long this lockdown is going to last. Okay. And I'm just going to get ready. And I just went to work. And I want to talk about that kind of mentality today. Somebody was talking to me a couple days ago about investing in themselves and saying that, they see the result of people investing in coaching, investing in courses, and taking themselves seriously in the way that some of my clients have. And that really pumped up some other people to be like, okay, I want to do this too. I want to be the person who understands that the shortcut to getting further, better, faster is to get the knowledge, is to invest in yourself, is to find and seek out the people who have a couple things. And we're going to talk about all sorts of ways that you can invest, because it's not just, going to pay for a course. So many people, have you ever paid for a course and done nothing with it? Oh my goodness. Paid for a course and I'm done absolutely nothing with it. On the other hand, if you are really hungry for knowledge, if you really want something, whether you pay for it or not, you are going to go out and do what you need to learn the thing, to get the knowledge, and then to do it, go into understanding, and not to be like double minded, to keep with it until you move from knowledge to understanding to wisdom in a field. That's when you become the guru. That's when you get paid and you're in your niche, your stuff. Okay. That's when life really gets very interesting, and perhaps even a little easier, because you are functioning at the level of wisdom. Now, I know you're hearing me talk today and you're like, okay, she's just here, she wants people to invest in her programs. Absolutely not. That's not the only reason. I am literally going to start with the person who's listening to me here today and is like, you know what? I want to move forward, but I don't quite have the funds. I want to move forward, but right now, life is difficult. I don't have the time. I don't have the money, but I want to move forward. You know what you can do? The reason that people pay coaches, buy courses, go to school, is because all of these people, me included, we have organized knowledge into a way that makes sense for you. Do you see that? I paid coaches, I've done masterminds, thousands of dollars, because those people organized knowledge into a way that made sense for me. Because I didn't know, one, how to organize it, and I didn't have I was busy. Just give me the package of what I need to do. Just lead me through the process. Tell me what to do, when to do it. I'll do it, get the knowledge, get what I need, and move on my way. Most of us feel that way. But if you are that person today who's like, I need this and I don't have it, you have to start by figuring out, what does it take for you to be a coach? What does it take for you to be a speaker? What does it take for you to be a counselor? What does it take for you to be a technologist, or whatever the thing is that you want right now? You can literally sit down, and from different sources, if you are resourceful enough, you can actually craft the curriculum and then go out on the internet and get from respected sources free material that you can organize into curriculum. You can organize your own free curriculum if you don't have what it takes. But I'm telling you, of course, it's going to be more difficult. Of course, you're going to get sidetracked. Of course, you might get confused because one person's saying this and one person is saying that. But it sure is better than sitting there and not doing anything, but just having a desire and not acting upon it. So the first way that you can invest in yourself is to put together your own curriculum and to go out and satisfy that curriculum with the free stuff that's available, readily available, good stuff. It just takes more time. It just takes a lot more, I think, like patience, but there's great information out there. So, how do I know what I need? So, you should be following the people in your field. Okay. I follow a lot of coaches, a lot of speakers, because, they drop nuggets along the way. You get to know what they did, how they do it, and you can go out and do the same thing, free or paid. But it's because those people got into organized knowledge at some point that they are where they are today. So you are following in their footsteps. Start with free. One of the people I follow very closely always says that. He says, that's CJ Quinning. He says, you know what? YouTube University is free. One of the first things of the best things I've done is to just get the YouTube premium. It doesn't cost very much and it removes all of these ads. So I don't have to deal with sifting through and getting sidetracked by ads. I just go for the knowledge immediately. If listen, 12.99 is way better than paying $2,000, isn't it? 12.99 for the focus that you need, it's way better than if you had to go and pay the $2,000, 3,000, 25K. Start with free if that's where you want to begin, and figure out from what people are saying. Okay, I want to be a coach. I need to learn how to coach. Are there any free resources that will teach me that? Are there any like inexpensive certifications perhaps? There's some, I mean, I don't know about those ones. I went straight for what I needed one time, like the quality stuff. But I mean, you have to start somewhere. A lot of the people who have paid courses draw you in with a free handout, a free PDF, something that starts you off. Be hungry for that knowledge, because personal development and improving yourself gets you better and gives you a path from where you are to where you want to be. So we're still on free. So organize that knowledge for yourself. When you do get better in that field and you start to see a bit more results, then you might have more funds for you to now start to look at, where do I now go? Because I've learned the basic stuff. I've done all the free stuff. I've watched the videos. I follow the podcasts. I knew way more about speaking and getting paid as a speaker before I joined like Game Changers with Eric Thomas. And before I stepped out as well, right here in, in Edmonton, in Canada, like I spoke before. That's why I'm kind of stumbling, because it's not like I wasn't speaking before Canada. I had a full life of speaking, streaming, all of the things before I even came to Canada. But in this dispensation, setting myself up in this place that I now call home, I had to do a lot of learning. And I relied on the podcasts. I relied on the people in the field who were already doing what I wanted to do, for me to find out, envision, imagine, go Google things when I heard them say stuff, attend their free events, all of the things, to kind of get to the point where I had a basic idea of what it would take, and then was ready to take the next step. And now I have some other knowledge for you, and just points on why you should invest in yourself and what to look for. Because I feel like I'm not even sure how I knew who to go to. And perhaps what I think is best might not be what somebody else thinks is the best in the field, whatever. But what I realized very early is I went with people who resonated with me, people who seemed very authentic in the field that I was pursuing, the speaking, right? The coaching. And it so happened what I learned from investing in these programs were I learned a couple things that I have now instituted in the courses that I have now set up, in how I coach, and the courses that I put out there, and how I bring people in and keep them in community. One of the things I loved was that I looked for a course, or I looked for knowledge that kept on giving. I'm big on that. If I make an investment in something, or if somebody invests in any of my programs, no, it has to be the gift that keeps on giving. You have to over deliver. That's what I learned in the business from the best. You have to over deliver. You have to go beyond, above and beyond, for your clients, for your customers, so that you if you come for speak with confidence, you get confident. Right? If you come just about image, whatever, you get a whole sense of self that goes way deeper than just the aesthetics, that kind of thing. And one of the things that helped me in the courses that I took, I still have access to my course from scratch course. You know why? Because they gave you lifetime access. And when I realized how that worked, because right now, let's face it, we are all learning asynchronously, aren't we? We are all learning asynchronously, as in, I work while 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm putting on a podcast, or if whatever time I'm on the treadmill, I'm listening to something else. So I don't like having the set classes, having to be there and being disturbed by people who don't want to learn but just in the chat. Oh my gosh, I just hate that. Okay, I'm just one of those. I don't know about you. If you're watching me on Facebook, say hi. If you're watching me on Facebook, please say hi. Let me see if it's actually on. There's something that's going on with my stuff on Facebook that it doesn't show for some reason. Okay, give me a second here, you guys. Let me see. Okay, all right. So let me just change the setting, change the audience to public, and we're off to the races. Okay. So I was saying, look for courses that will give you lifetime access. So that even after you're done, like however long the program is, hey Kim, how are you? Hi, how are you? If even after, oh my gosh, Kim, you had a lovely program. On I had to tell you, like it was lovely on Saturday. I'm coming back. I didn't get the link to join the Facebook group, but I would love to be in there, please. Yeah. So, hey, Alice, how are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Yemi. Oh, my goodness. My people are watching from everywhere. I'm so happy I opened it up. But you guys, you have to go and subscribe to YouTube, okay? Because if you're on Facebook watching me, it won't be here tomorrow. And I'm dropping the gems every day for 31 days. This is day 6. So please go to Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube, and subscribe to Basement Chronicles. We're going to give real advice and inspiration to keep us going. That's what it's about. My name is Lisa Dublin, and I want you to win. That kind of rhymes, and I like it. So here's the thing. So now you are ready for organized information. Okay. You know what? I didn't have it before. I organized my curriculum. I heard what Lisa said, and I went to find out what I needed. All you need to do is to act like you were the most important thing, Act like you were your own principal. Write down what you need to say, what you need to learn. Then tick it off. Week 1. Give yourself like a 12-week course. It's all there. The only reason you pay for stuff is 2 reasons: because we don't know how to organize the information ourselves. And secondly, including me, the knowledge that is out there, it tells you what to do, but not how to do it. And and I mean, it's okay, because you have to have a paywall, and you have to kind of figure out a way to give people who pay you deeper value. So I can tell you how to speak with confidence. I'll show you how in the program. I can tell you, for example, in Find Your Fire, that program that I have coming up that teaches you how to become a paid speaker. I can tell you right now what that process is. You want to know what it is? Okay. Step number 1, figure out what you want to speak about. Step number 2, then you go out and you create opportunities for you to speak. If you've never spoken for money before, that's fine. You're going to get your chops in by going out and creating opportunities to speak. Step number 3, then that's when you document it. Because let me tell you that, you guys, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to see that tree fall, did the tree really fall? Yes, in the natural world, the tree fell. But in the speaking world, the tree didn't fall because nobody was there to record it. And the reason people don't know how great a speaker you are is because we have no proof of it. You've never recorded it. You've never gotten testimonials. You've never gone out and be like, I'm going to speak for you for free, but I need you to say that I was good. I need that documented. And I need to go through the hassle and the hard stuff of and thinking, who do I think I am? Of putting a camera there on a tripod and recording myself speaking, and then coming back, chopping that up and putting it out there as proof I am a speaker. That's the process. And then if you do that 10 times, if you get 10 examples of you speaking and doing it so well that you get like audience reactions and so on, your next 10 gigs will be speaking gigs, will be paid speaking gigs. I guarantee that. When I pulled that process from my own. How did I get here? I've been speaking for a long time. I've said that before. But when I had to like go back, when I just started, when I got my image consulting business and realized that my little country did not need that at that point in like 2004 or 5 or whatever, and I had to pivot, I started writing articles in y'all know what newspapers are still? In newspapers. And I had a column in the newspaper. I contacted, I think, the TV station. I was working there at the time, and I used to do a little segment called The Image Advantage. live on a morning. I got my name out there. So when I got that out there, then I started making pitches because I had name recognition. And so started going out and started getting proof of what I could do. One person told another one, told another one. I made a pitch here, a pitch there. Okay. Soon I started getting invited to do like graduation ceremonies, keynotes, etc. Got that proof. The cameras would come, the reporters would come, and so they would hear me and not just see me saying that I could speak. That's the process. So I just gave it to you. If you do that, then you're going to become a paid speaker. But in my paid program, I show you exactly how to do it. We go into, Violet, check to see if it's a word for me. I was thinking of that before, but I think it is. It's asynchronous learning, as in you do it, it's non-linear, you do it when you need to. I'm pretty sure it is. It talks of time, how you learn, where time is concerned. Okay. So, in a lot of the things that you're going to download for free, they are going to tell you, okay, this is the problem, this is the solution. If you want to know how to do it, in between there, that bridge is where you pay. Okay. So you can start with what it's supposed to look like. And once you've tried everything and you've gotten those basics, then you go deeper and you go after knowledge in a way that, I'm not going to just sit on it. Hmm? I'm going to take that knowledge and I'm going to use it to my benefit. And when you get to that point where you get into a paid program and people are giving you three things, you need a program that gives you the knowledge, that gives you a system, and that provides accountability. You heard me? I see it all the time. Even though I in Speak with Confidence, it's a live program. We teach it live. Knowledge, a system. It's divided into a framework that you teach every week. You learn one pillar of how to speak with confidence and authenticity. Then there's the practice, obviously. And then there's the accountability, right, Violet? Both Violet and Alice, who are here. Alice was in cohort 8, I think. And Violet just graduated from cohort 9 on Sunday, actually. Yeah. So, and the thing is that look for programs that will give you knowledge, a system, and accountability. That's what you need. Look for programs that will say to you, even after you are done, you still have access. That has blessed me so much. Like, for example, I am in a mastermind with one of my coaches, and we have like lifetime access. And I love the way she coaches. So while people are, I'm never the person who asks, oh, okay. Can you hear me now? I think you can. So I'm never the person. So while she's coaching the other people in the group, I am not listening for the answers. I am watching her coach. And that is way more valuable for me because like it's way more valuable than me. Knowledge, a system, and accountability. Exactly. KSA, right, Yami? KSA, that's what you need, right? And even you as a budding coach yourself in your financial program, you need to create something for people that will give them the knowledge, a system, and provide accountability. That's how it works. I learned that very early, and in all my programs, I just repeat the method, the procedure. You base the entire learning on that sense that, okay, I'm doing those three things for my people. That's what it's about. Okay. So look for the programs that will keep on giving. So, I mean, I'm not touting my own horn, but the thing I did this with Speak with Confidence. So my students are now finished this cohort. By cohort 4, I realized that they would do the program, be on a high, eureka moment. Oh my goodness. And then they would just disappear, go right back into the same old way of life. And so I realized this speaking thing, it's a muscle. You have to keep on practicing it. And since I'm in love with speaking and teaching people how to speak, what I did was, okay, when you're done with this, I will, as an added benefit to having trusted me in that first program, I'm going to enroll you in the speaking school. So all of a sudden, from like cohort 7, I think it was, we started, we developed the speaking school. And what happened is every month Virtually, we meet, and two things happen. I continue to teach and train on some aspect of speaking. This to next week, we're going to be looking at AI and how to still be authentic even though you're using AI, because there's a way to do it. So my speakers who've passed through the program, they get that added benefit of information that's up to date and that benefits them for where they are now. The second thing that we do, one of the students gets to present, because if speaking is a muscle, right? If I get better as a speaker and more confident and deeply more authentic by continuing to speak, it makes sense to avail myself of every opportunity. I tell my students and my clients that when you are in any kind of coaching program with me, especially even my executives who are in like All the World's a Stage, that one-on-one bespoke program, take every opportunity to speak. That's how you're going to get out of it. You're not going to get out of any fear of speaking by being very comfy one on one in a nice, safe program with you and your coach. Get out there. You get in here to be like the sandbox, and then you get out there, get thrown into the deep, go speak. And that is how, because speakers speak, coaches coach, writers write, runners run. I'm saying all the things that I am. So put yours, okay? Accountants do accounting, right, Yemi? All of the things. You put it in there. And so I think the call today, why I chose this topic, was because of that conversation with a client who said, she's ready to invest in herself. She realized what happened when you did. It made me go back and think about the ways I have invested in myself and look at what the results have been. Never listen to anybody who says to you, oh, well, I'll figure out how to do it. I'm not going to spend so much money on that. Like, I have a living example from 5 years ago, starting out in this business with another person who clearly she also has the gift of speaking and wanted to, like get her own business going, but didn't want. It's not like she wasn't able to if she wanted to. It's not like I was able to. It's just simply that my need went over me just saying, okay, you know what? I just can't. No matter, I was hungry for this. And it's not even a matter, I realize, it is not even a matter of whether you have the money or not. In that period of that strange period of the pandemic and so on, I also met somebody else who had a course. I just, met people, spoke to them, reached out, because like I was like, I want this life. I'm not going back to I want this life. So I was hungry, you guys. I reached out to this friend, she became a friend. And I was actually coaching her on some stuff I'd seen her do online. I was like, you don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be talking and dipping. No, you know your stuff. Just speak, girl. I was really upfront with her. Hey, Christella. Hi. Almost done, girl. And you know what she did? She gifted me her course. She gifted me a course that was way more than $1,000. I will never forget that. And when I tell you it's not about the hunger, the money, it's about whether you want this or not. You have to start with desire. You guys, I was so hungry for this knowledge, and oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I finished that course ahead of most of the people who had paid the 5K for that course. I finished ahead. I finished ahead of those people because I was hungry for it. So it's not even a matter when you're going after investment in yourself and personal development, you have to first check that desire lever, check it and see whether you really want this. Because if you do, you will find a way to make it happen. I'm telling you, that made me realize it's not about the money. If you really want to do something, you find a way to do it. And if you don't really care about it, it doesn't even matter how much money you pay for it. You're not going to pursue it. When the two things align, I believe when you have great desire and you have the means, for any entrepreneur out there, that is when you have your perfect client. Somebody who wants it and is good and believes in it even before they touch it, okay? And somebody who can also pay for it. So I hope this has helped you today. If it has been, please drop a line. Please go subscribe to the Basement Chronicles channel on YouTube. I think, do I have a copy of it here, you guys? I've been experimenting. Did I tell you I've been experimenting with QR codes? So let me give you a couple. Tell me how these look, okay? If you want to set up a consult for my Find Your Fire program, you can just scan this QR code and book a fire starter complimentary call, because I know for sure there are way more people than me, way better people who have more to say, but just don't have the knowledge system and accountability. And that's what Find Your Fire is going to do for you. If you are an entrepreneur or you have a 9 to 5 and you want to like transition, or you want to build that side hustle, speaking and getting out there is going to help you with the passion that you have to tell people about your business. There's a way to do it, okay? And you need somebody to kind of hold you accountable, give you the system of how exactly to get from point A to point B. And if you're just interested perhaps in life coaching, y'all, I went cuckoo on those QR codes when I discovered how to do it. Excuse me. Anyway, if you are interested in life coaching, I do that. That's how I started, right? And I am that life coach who's going to push you, give you knowledge, system, accountability, that same kind of thing, and tailor, your goals and tailor the program to suit what you're going after. So please get in touch, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, this one right here. And also, I'll see you tomorrow. So you have to enable notifications as well, because I'm going to go off right now and I'm going to key in and schedule tomorrow's live, because I'm on this day 30, I'm on this 31-day challenge, and tomorrow it hits 7 days, so that's good. So join me tomorrow. I think it's the same time for another edition of Basement Chronicles.